Shalom. We're the real Hebrew Israelites. We prophesy the downfall of this kingdom, America, which is called the daughter of Babylon in the Bible. We teach Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, you're the Lord's chosen people, 12 tribes of Israel. We want to give all praise and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Ba'adah. Double honors to the elders and apostles, the great millstone camps, for teaching us the truth of the Bible. Peace and blessings to the hopeful elect scattered around the world. Shalom.
So today, I want to talk about the children of the promise. Because there's a lot of people that claim to be children of God, but they're Muslim or they're Christian or Buddhist. You know, say some crazy ass things that doesn't make sense, and it just makes people look stupid. So today we're going to be in Galatians 4. Galatians chapter 4, and we'll start at 21.
Galatians 4 and 21. Tell me, ye that desire to be under the law, do ye not hear the law?
So, that's what I'm saying. People want to be children of God, but the children of God follow laws. You know, they don't call Yahweh, Hashem Yahushai, Allah. You know, they call him Yahweh, Hashem Yahushai. That's how it is. That's the first thing. Because the name is part of the doctrine.
Galatians 4 and 22. For it is written that Abraham had two sons, the one by a bondmaid, the other by a free woman.
So yeah, that's correct. For it is written that Abraham had two sons, one by the slave woman and the other by the freeborn woman.
That means not all sons get to be under the law.
Right.
From Abraham.
Mm-hmm. But if this man has sons, they're all under the law. If this man has sons, they're all under the law. All my sons are under the law. When we get Genesis 16.
Because Abraham had two sons, a heathen son.
Mm-hmm. That's right. We get Genesis 16 and 15.
16 and 15.
Yeah. Because people they don't. It's not that they get confused. It's just that they don't care. They don't care about the rules. They don't care about perfection. It's like you know, they're playing basketball, but they're using two hands to dribble, and they want to run up and down the court. Oh yeah, I'm good. No, you're not. You're not following the rules. You double dribble. Okay. Yeah, you circumcise your son, but guess what? Go ahead.
Genesis 16 and 15. And Hagar bare Abram a son, and Abram called his son's name, which Hagar bare Ishmael.
Ishmael. Okay, that's what you Muslims are. You're Ishmaelites. But then there's part of the world that desires to be Muslim, so they call themselves Muslim. They call themselves the sons of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. But you're not the son of Isaac and Jacob. You're the son of Abraham. That's correct. We just got it. And it told us that you are the son of Abraham. But guess what? Keep on reading up on
Genesis 16 and 16. And Abraham was 86 years old when Hagar bare Ishmael to Abram.
And we understand that Hagar is the bond woman because she was a slave too, and Sarai got her as a slave, as a handmaid, to help her do the shit that she needs to do. Now let's go to Genesis 21, verses 2 and 3.
Genesis 21 and 2. For Sarah conceived and bare Abram a son in his old age, at the set time of which the Most High had spoken to him.
So, guess what? This son that Sarah is going to have is very special because Yahweh Shai told her, well, actually, it was Yahweh told them when he went to go visit, and he had his angels with him, and he told Abraham, look, I'm going to go destroy Sodom and Gomorrah. And then Abraham was constantly, telling him, hey, what about if there's one? What about if there are 50 good people? What about if there are 40 good people? What about if there's just one? And then Yahushua already knew, look, if there's one, I'll save him. Read the next one.
And Abraham called the name of his son that was born unto him, whom Sarah bare to him, Isaac.
Isaac. That's right. Isaac. Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Not Abraham, Ishmael, and Isaac. Because like I said, if my sons, or if any man in the truth, in the truth that we call the truth, has a son, that son is under the law. What does that mean? What does that mean that's under the law? Because Yahushua was going to destroy Sodom and Gomorrah, but he told Abraham, look, I'll save this guy. I'll save Lot. That was probably the only time that someone that wasn't an Israelite got saved. Now let's go back to Galatians 4 and 23.
This is Galatians 4 and 23. But he who was of the bondwoman was born after the flesh, but he of the free woman was by promise.
Perfect. Perfect. That's perfect understanding right there. Because what you don't understand is what was just read. You want to make these like crazy ass ideas and explain it your own way because you believe. Because you feel a certain way. Well, fuck your feelings. Nobody gives a fuck about your feelings. Okay? Your feelings mean nothing. Because what if Edomites had feelings? What if Edomites said, oh, I want to be the son of Abraham? Because Esau is a grandson of Abraham. But does that make him promise? Son of the promise? Read that one again, please.
But he who was of the bondwoman was born after the flesh, but he of the free woman was by promise.
By the promise. So what promise would that be? Let's get Genesis 17 and 16.
Genesis 17 and 16. And I will bless her and give thee a son also of her. Yea, I will bless her, and she shall be a mother of nations. King of people shall be of her.
King of people. So she's going to be the mother of nations because Abraham is a grandfather. That's what Abraham means. Exalted ram or father of nations. So read that one again. That one's good.
Genesis 17 and 16. And I will bless her and give thee a son also of her. Yea, I will bless her, and she shall be a mother of nations. Kings of people shall be of her.
Kings of people shall be of her. And it's not like Yahweh Shai didn't make kings for other nations. He made kings for other nations. Hell, he even made prophets for other nations. Like Balak and Balaam. King Balak asked Balaam to put a curse on us, but Yahweh was like, look, fool, can't. Because they're the children of what? The promise. So in Romans 4 and 19, it says, he did not weaken in faith when he considered his own body as already dead, for he was almost 100 years old, and the dead womb of Sarah. So she couldn't have no babies. That's why we're so special. Because we came about when we weren't supposed to be about. Okay? And how it said, look, since you don't believe you can have a child, I'm going to bless you with one. And then Abraham, he was almost 100. He thought he was already dead. That's why he was constantly asking me, how, look, can I make this, I don't know what his name was, steward of his house. Can I make this manservant that was with me my whole life a steward, and then he can have the promise? First it was that guy, and then it was like, look, I got Ishmael as a son. Can you make him a promise? But Yahweh said, no, man, that's not going to happen. And verse 20 says, he did not doubt God's promise in unbelief. Rather, he was empowered by faith and gave glory to Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. So, there you go. You know? That just doesn't make sense. You get Hebrews 11 and 11. And I'm giving you all the scriptures that make sense, that pertain to this topic, so that you can understand. I'm not pulling out scriptures that don't match. Okay, go ahead.
Hebrews 11 and 11. Through faith also Sarah herself received strength to conceive seed, and was delivered of a child when she was past age, because she judged him faithful who had promised.
So she was like, man, this guy, this power, Yahweh, he's gonna make it happen. So she already counted it as happening. That's called faith. But more importantly, like it says in Galatians 4 and 23, the son of the slave woman was born naturally, meaning there was no divine intervention. Yahweh didn't have to fix nothing.
That's a spiritual lesson too, because my lesson was about my birth, you know.
Hey, everybody has a story. Like I can say this now. My mom, when she was pregnant with me, she heard me laughing in her stomach. Okay, that makes me feel good, right? Because we're spiritual people.
And that's like, you know, you're speaking already.
Mm-hmm. And I'm mad as hell right now because I can't find my wallet. But I've been mad as hell since I woke up. I've been mad at you Muslims, man, because you make me sick. Most of you motherfuckers are Israelites talking about Allah. Shut your mouth up, man. You make me sick. Because, read that one again. This is a beautiful story.
Hebrews 11:11. Through faith also Sarah herself received strength to conceive seed, and was delivered of a child when she was past age, because she judged him faithful who had promised.
So, that's a promise made from Yahweh Shai. Look, you're gonna have a baby, and she had it probably easy. She had Isaac real easy. Didn't have no pains, nothing. She must have been 80, almost 90. Because Abraham was 100 when they gave birth to Isaac. So let's go to what's the next one? All right, let's go to Galatians 4 and 24. And now, and this is Paul explaining things to those people back then, our people back then. But our people back then, 2,000 years ago, were mixed up with the Arabs and the Romans, Edomites. Everybody knew who they were. Everybody knew they were Edomites. Everybody knew they were Romans, because the Romans were Edomites and are Edomites. So everybody knew that we're Ishmaelites. Everybody knew that they came from something. Because that was the argument back then. Look, we're the children of Abraham too. Let us get in it. But Paul, a well-studied man, been studying since he was a child. And what does that mean? I mean, what does that mean? Because you could say anybody could study, but not in that time. Hell. If we were born in that time, we would have been working. We would have never picked up a book. We would have never known how to write or nothing like that. Our knowledge would have been based on what our fathers needed us to do. But Paul knew a bunch of stuff. He was well studied.
Galatians 4:24, which things are an allegory, for these are the two covenants, the one from the Mount Sinai, which gendered to bondage, which is Hagar.
Oh shit! I'm gonna read it in this one because it's worded different. Now this is an allegory. Can you look up the word allegory? These women represent two covenants. That means two promises. One was from Mount Sinai, bearing children for slavery. Ishmael is a slave, so don't get twisted, man. You're a damn slave. Your children are slaves. Your wives are slaves. Okay? So, let's get that word allegory.
Allegory, a story, poem, or picture that can be interpreted to reveal a hidden meaning.
Ooh. Man.
Typically a moral or political one.
Moral, or the hidden meaning is you're not all children of God. Okay? We are. We are. Just deal with it. Why do I say just deal with it? Well, we're going to continue on. Can you get Galatians 4:25?
Galatians 4:25. For this Hagar is Mount Sinai in Arabia, which is Hagar, and answered to Jerusalem, which now is, that is in bondage with her children.
So check that out. It tells you that we were in bondage. Ishmaelites weren't in bondage back then. So you need to consider that. And I'm not talking to you Christians. You don't even give a fuck. You don't care about Muslims, which is proper. But you should, because they're trying to take your promise and make you look bad, make you look weak. Islam is like almost number one as a religion. But guess what? It doesn't matter because Israelite is what we are. Okay, it's not a religion. It's a way of life. It's what we are. If a man walks behind us and you know he wants to be an Israelite, he has to go through some certain things. We have to test the spirit to make sure that he is an Israelite. We're not going to judge him based on what he looks. But guess what? How you look only affects how you see yourself and how people see you. It doesn't mean that that's how you are. See, people look at me and say, oh, you're such a nice man. But then they start talking to me and I'm like, I don't give a damn about your story. You know, oh, but you look so nice. Yeah, I am nice. I'm just being polite because I'm working and I'm trying to get a paycheck.
Nice people get hurt.
Yeah, nice people get hurt. Nice people finish last, as a matter of fact. And that's, well, the nice people are the Israelites. Okay? Read that one again.
Galatians 4:25. For this Hagar is Mount Sinai in Arabia, and answereth to Jerusalem, which now is, and is in bondage with her children.
And let's go to Exodus 19 and 20. So it's just explaining. Hagar represents Sinai, a mountain in Arabia. It corresponds to the present Jerusalem. So in the 1611 it said that we own them. but then we were also slaves. So now you're pissed. How was a slave gonna own a slave? That's messed up for you. Okay? Get that bone, sure?
This is Exodus 19 and 20. And Yahweh Shema Shai came down upon Mount Sinai on the top of the mount. And Yahweh Shema Shai called Moses up to the top of the mount, and Moses went up.
Okay, so that's the mountain where Moses was dealing with Yahweh. That's where he got the word. Now, just because you were born there doesn't make you an Israelite. Sure, you were born around that mountain, but look, we were born in America. Does that make us American? We're Israelites. This is Genesis 16 and 1. Abraham's wife Sarai had borne him no children. She had, however, an Egyptian maidservant named Hagar. Sarah said to Abraham, "The Lord Yahweh Shai has kept me from bearing children. Have intercourse then with my maid, perhaps I shall have sons through her." Abraham heeded Sarah's request. So that's why he had Ishmael. Because of Sarah's request. Otherwise he wouldn't have done it, or else he would have done it earlier. So now let's go to, let's see, Galatians 4 and 26.
Galatians 4 and 26. But Jerusalem, which is above, is free, which is the mother of us all.
So how now you're getting confused, you Christians. How are we slaves but free? How are we slaves but free?
They say Africa is the motherland.
Yeah, but that's a slavery. That's a form of slavery. You're in mental slavery. You see, because it said, but Jerusalem above is freeborn, and she is our mother. So guess what? Nobody forced Sarah to have a child. It was a promise, and then she accepted it. She was like, "Yeah, okay." So, likewise, we should accept to be Hebrew Israelites. We don't need to make no big deal about it. But actually, it is a big deal, and that big deal should be kept to yourself because you can't share that. You can't share this promise with nobody else. Okay? It's not like an ice cream where you can, that's an ice pop and you can break it in half. Here you go, more. You have the other half.
A twin pop.
Yeah, twin pop. It's not a twin pop. Hell, Jacob and Esau were twins. They didn't get the same thing. Only one could. Only one. Lucky for you, Israelites, one means all of us. That was a moment where the promise started growing. And that promise is getting better because now we understand that promise. Verse 27.
Galatians 4 and 27. For it is written, Rejoice thou barren that bearest not, break forth and cry, thou that travailest not. For the desolate hath many more children than she which hath a husband.
Yeah, there's more Ishmaelites, there's more Muslims. Like I said, there's more Muslims. That doesn't mean anything. Okay, and then let's get Isaiah 54 and 1.
Isaiah 54 and 1. Sing, O barren, thou that didst not bear. Break forth into singing and cry aloud, thou that didst not travel with child. For more are the children of the desolate than the children of the married wife.
That's the same. Isaiah, all the prophets know. That's the same thing that Paul said. Paul didn't make nothing up. Paul was studying the scriptures too. You know, and Paul could have been in Isaiah. Well, we'll get let's see. Let's get Romans 9 and 8, and then after that we'll get one more scripture.
Romans 9 and 8. That is, they which are the children of the flesh, these are not the children of the Most High, but the children of the promise are counted for the seed.
Now, don't try to argue and say, well, we were all born of the flesh. Correct. We were all born of the flesh. But read that again.
That is, they which are the children of the flesh, these are not the children of the Most High.
So that doesn't mean that if you were born from a woman, you're children of the flesh. That means if you were born from Sarah,
just because they're from Abraham's flesh.
From Hagar. Okay? Hagar got Abraham's flesh. The whole story is about, the promise, the children of the promise. Not the natural born children, but the children of the promise. So that makes us even more special because we don't appreciate what has been done for us. You know what I'm saying? Like nobody on the planet can compare with us. Yeah, we're poorer than the rest of the people on earth. We're not in charge. We're even under slavery. But we got something to look forward to. It's like when you're working, and some brothers work outside, like me. I was outside sweating my ass off yesterday. Not so much today, but what made me deal with it better was I'm gonna go home and sit in the AC for a little bit, or I'm drinking this water. How's a fleshly, like an Ishmaelite? I never seen an Ishmaelite work in the field picking nothing. I never seen an Edomite working in the field. Shit. So let's go to Galatians 4 and 28, and that'll be the last one.
It's Galatians 4 and 28. Now we, brethren, as Isaac was, are the children of promise.
There it is. So, we're the children of the promise and everybody else is talking shit. That's basically the whole story. We're the children of the promise. We're Hebrew Israelites. That's very important. Everybody else is just a child of the flesh. So, that was my lesson. Now we're going to switch things up.
So that was a beautiful lesson because it was talking about the birth of the nation of Israel. And I wanted to go into my birth because it's spiritual, the way I was born. So we'll just start off in Jeremiah 1 and 5.
This is Jeremiah 1 and 5. Before I formed thee in the belly, I knew thee. And before thou camest forth out of the womb, I sanctified thee. And I ordained thee a prophet unto the nations.
So this is the Lord, Yahweh Shai, telling Jeremiah that before he was born, he knew that he was going to make him a prophet. And the Lord knew when he was going to make us prophets too, because when we were in our mother's womb, he already knew. Because when I was born, my heart actually stopped, and when your heart stops, that means you're dead, because it says right here, without the heart's steady pumping action, blood stops flowing to the body's organs. Unless emergency aid restores the heartbeat and gets the blood moving again, within minutes, death will result. So within minutes, if you can't get the heart going again, that means you're dead. it says cardiac arrest, that's what it's called. Cardiac arrest can be fatal if it lasts longer than 8 minutes without CPR. It even says brain damage can happen after just 5 minutes. So my mom told me that my heart stopped, you know, because I was premature, and they had to put me in one of those incubators, you know. So I needed like special treatment.
So an incubator's trying to mimic what the womb does. Keeps you warm, keeps you oxygenated. So that's, you know, that's pretty hard. A hard way to start life.
And I got the definition for an incubator: an enclosed apparatus providing a controlled environment for the care and protection of premature or unusually small babies. And also to incubate of a bird, sit on eggs in order to keep them warm and bring them to hatching.
Yep. I have an incubator.
So it was like a